Hello, people. Welcome to another beautiful episode of Content Breaker. We are here in spooky, scary month, bringing you the House of Zog, the House of Kelz, the House of Strange, and the House of Dreads. Yes.
The House of Dread.
Dredged.
The House of Dread. Not to be confused with Metroid Dread.
I was about to say with Dread.
Strange just
Dread,
did
you
over
said?
the weekend. Go check out his Twitch and other stuff.
It's beautiful. I love it every minute.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this week we are doing everybody's favorite, everybody's beloved. I would say the king of the harem animes, Highschool DXD. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I consider myself a fan.
I mean,
I
you say
I-
he's the king of harem, so
He's the harem king, actually. I will say though, I am a huge fan as well. I actually put Zog on DXD,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm poor, so I don't have the books. Soon,
One day.
soon.
That's what digital downloads are for.
Oh, I have those and other digital paraphernalia. Anyway,
yo, have y'all watched that OVA that came with the limited edition of the 13th light novel release of September 6th, 2012 on Blu-ray disc?
I've
That was
watched.
before I got into it, so I had to go hunting for that.
Was that the school pool OVA, or the OVA where they went back to pick out the Spirit Companion OVA?
I mean, it's possible that it could be the other OVA, which is listed at episode 14, that was written by Ishibumi, that was bundled with a limited release of the 15th light novel, May 31st of 2013 on Blu-ray.
It's Wikipedia.
So
The wiki.
You
High
lost
School
me,
DXD.
honestly.
it's very dear to my heart, and let me tell you, it plays into my magnum opus of being a degenerate. So, when I'm rich and a millionaire, because I'm claiming it, I'm making it all happen, the entrance to my estate will be a giant Akano and a giant Rias. Giant concrete bust, side
It's
to
just gonna
side.
be It's just gonna be like ending 3, the animation.
Yes. If I could finagle ending 1 where everybody's hanging upside down in the bat suit, then that's gonna be like, I'm probably gonna go to
I
hell.
just see
for it.
that as
So
the
I'm gonna
mu-
say it's gonna be
I
like
see that as the
cathedral.
mural you have painted on your roof, like the Sistine Chapel.
I
Yeah,
was
it's
just
gonna be like
shocked
the
that
cathedral.
the opening credits to the first season was just
Oh,
well,
yeah.
bam, like right there. I'm like, okay, here we
Yeah.
This is
are.
what this is about.
Oh, no, it
You
doesn't.
know what you're getting
it-
into.
It doesn't mess around. It shows you what it's about in like the first 3 seconds.
Yeah, let's get into it though. So intro of High School DxD. High School DxD again, parental
Not for
advised.
kids.
Yes, 18 and
No
older
children.
to watch this. Like, there's very heavy opie and many other things in this anime. But it's a harem, and it's a true harem, as I like to say, because there is no, I mean, there's like a definite love interest, but there's no definite like winner because he still lusts for everybody.
Tell me
Everybody.
what a harem is, Kai. Define this for me.
So a harem is one single person having multiple lovers and or wives and or girlfriends and or in
That's just
Anything.
a whole ass genre
Yep.
of anime.
yeah,
Yep.
it's a genre.
Nice.
Depending on how much you know about Japan, you're either surprised or you're not.
I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Some other harems I can think of off the top of my head. Monogatari
Ake
series.
Monogatari, Nisei
Yeah.
Monogatari. Yeah,
Orin High School Host Club is one.
Yes.
Monster Masume or whatever.
Monster
it is.
Masune.
Yes,
Masune.
stay tuned
I don't
for
know how
that
to. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Wow, why has my mind blanked on all the
Pokemon.
degenerate harems?
Pokemon's a pretty
Because there are
good-
too many of them, and many of them are the same thing.
You know what's strange?
Pokemon,
I will
yeah,
give you
sure.
Pokemon. I would give you Pokemon as a harem. Like, the only problem is Ash is stupid. That's the right words. Very stupid. So he does
mean-
not understand
The
That
right
he's
words
a
or the
harem
appropriate
protagonist.
words?
the PC words. PC words. So, yeah, we got this, which I feel like stands at the top of the harem genre, which is High School DxD. That's my personal opinion. As someone who's watched all of the visual content and Cause I know what you're gonna say,
You got
Kelz. You're gonna be
manga
like,
as
I
visual
disagree.
content. There are pictures.
Nah, man, I'm not well enough versed in the harem genre to really make an informed opinion. I mean, of course, I am of a degenerate tent, but certainly not, king of the harem, as one.
You're no
such
Issei
few.
Hyodo.
No.
But no, tell me about why you think that High School DXD really stands above the rest of the harem anime, like Shield Hero, like Redo a Healer, which we're not going to go into that shit. But yeah, why do you think this really stands on top?
Because there's no rape. I'm just
Yes. Okay. Fair
I
point.
mean,
Yes.
it's a good, yeah. No, excellent
Well-
point.
I was like, I could go.
That's a good start, but that can't be where the bar is.
Could go. I was like, I've got many avenues. Do I take the easiest one, or do I?
All bullshit aside, why do you think this really stands on top? Like, what about it really hits all the boxes of being a great anime for the genre it's in?
For me, you've got one of the biggest things for me is complexity and difference in the females or the opposite gender or however, like basically the harem is not the same girl.
Whatever the
harem.
Enticing bit is supposed to be.
Yes, you've got a mixture of different personalities going on here with each girl. And you've got like everyone kind of has their own role. It's not like you just are looking for comfort anywhere. You've got it's not even just like you have a tsundere and a yandere type. It's like you've got, a girl who loves you because you bring out this side of her. You got another girl who loves you because you're this, or another girl who just, you help them do things. It's almost like Zuko went on a field trip with all these characters, and like, it was like if Zuko married everyone he went on a field trip with. That's what it's like.
You kind of lost me on that.
I
But
think
to
I understand what he's talking
go
about.
along with what you're saying.
No,
go along with what you're saying.
because
each one feels like a fleshed out character.
yeah, but I'm just saying, just
actually
remember,
has personality.
just remember what everybody went on a life changing field trip with Zuko, and that is what he is
Often.
talking about. So, except for Toph,
Yes.
Toph never really did.
Toph didn't need one. Her life
I
is
know,
not
yeah.
changing field trip.
That was still
But,
funny though.
Yeah, where he lost me was and they got married.
I'm just saying, like, well, no, we got married. And then, on top of that, High School DxD also has a good plot. Like, not just the plot, but the plot is also very
I
good.
watch it
like,
for the plot.
I watch it for both.
The fan
watch it.
service.
There are many reasons I watch it.
The fan service is very validly 1/3. Okay, 1/2.
Half. Thank you. Yes,
Of
it was
the
literally
plot.
half.
Half.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
They
oh
actually
my
ti-
gosh,
they
they
actually
were.
They actually tie the fan service into the actual plot.
Which that's how you
It's
have to
just-
do it.
It's awesome. The end fight of season 2 is actually kind of like my favorite example of this, because you go from this shonen style fight scene, this typical main character gets mad because some people he loves are threatened, and he gets a massive power boost and is able to go toe to toe with the big bad. And the big bad just keeps one-upping him. And just out of nowhere, the biggest power boost he gets is when this troll character, who becomes the mentor, just comes down and says, hey, he has the power to, like, make things half the size. He can make her boobs smaller. And he just turns into a fucking Super Saiyan.
All right, 36 seconds to talk
nowhere.
about the fact that the power of Issei's focus of his magic is titties. And that's like, I don't know what I was expecting.
I honestly
I
was not
feel like-
expecting that, even though literally I know what this show is about.
Yeah, I
The
feel
power
like
of friendship is nothing compared to the power of titties.
I feel like I should have. I was expecting more, expecting personal growth, but at least Issei is true to his character, a fucking pervert at all times.
Through and through.
Yeah, we are talking about season 1 specifically because me and Kelz have no idea what happens beyond that.
Yes.
Apparently, small titty power. Not it, Chief. Not it, Chief.
I thought you'd do the exact opposite, but here we are.
So yeah, I mean, he is a pervert, and it can't just be. It's weird because I'm not gonna get deeper than it is, but it's not like everyone chest gives him powers. It's just Rias's chest that gives him the ability to power up.
She's the primary example.
He starts with his magical awakening with the Queen's chest.
Yep.
The one who was helping him learn how to channel his magical ability.
He was like,
Yeah, Ankano.
yeah.
So I mean, but I'm thinking, see, my brain jumped to season 4, where it was like, well, I gotta tone it back to season 1.
That's
the thing, though. This show goes by at almost a breakneck pace. Each arc is like 6 episodes, sometimes with a mini arc in there. So, you get a good amount of story every season.
Yeah, but basically, it really just boils down to him being a huge pervert. Is where he gets this power up from the Opie. I wish I could.
For those not completely into that or have some reservations with that, it does change later on. But that's always a primary factor in his brain because that is a core piece of his character.
If you can get past, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about before we got into the power of boobies. It's there is a lot of boobies.
A lot. I was actually a lot more than I expected. I thought it was just gonna be like a little bit. No, it was. I was like, that's so
once
much.
An episode. No.
I was
not even once an episode. You can probably get once every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the panty shots are also crazy.
Those angles.
Those angles, the clean animation, Ria's just waking up.
Man, the return from commercials still.
Oh yeah.
The fucking opening and ending animation for the credits.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man.
Dancing on the pole. Yeah, it's
they know exactly what they're putting on the screen, and they're just, if they're not laughing their asses off while they're making it, they're trying to make you do it because it is so absurd.
It's well studied.
But yeah, there's so much of that which it can be a huge turnoff to people. But like I said, I dabble in depravity, so this was not something that shied me away from watching this because I thought it was an interesting concept, and I have a rule where I give.
Admittedly, it was kind of the opposite.
I give everything a 3-episode rule, and I'm not even really sure. I think I discovered high school. I have no idea how I discovered Highschool DXD, to be honest with you. I don't think I was trying to be a pervert.
I don't think I was.
Tell me about the setup. So how do we get to Demon Titties? Tell me about everything other than that.
So, okay. So we've got this character named Issei Hyoda, who's extremely, extremely basic. Basic average, totally your average, strangely entertaining guy. And he's just...
That's great.
Sad to say, I didn't even catch that until you said thanks.
And the only thing that sets him apart from being a super straight basic dude is his extreme perversity. That is basically, if someone's good at sports, he's good at being a pervert. And he's very lustful, and he's never had a girlfriend or anything, and it opens with him and his 2 friends who are extremely
even worse than
perverted.
He is somehow.
Yeah, just sleazeballs. Talking about, I don't even know what they're talking about. I do, but
they went to go spy on
in the bathroom. I don't remember.
Yeah, in the locker room dressing.
Yeah,
pretty much.
naughty mags. So yeah, he's and they sees Rias open a window, and he's like, "Oh, her hair, the color of crimson." The dialogue, and I was like, "Yeah, I can rock with that. I like redheads. They're cute. They're cute." And he's like, "Wow, I wish I could be with her, but she's out of my league." And then he basically runs into this girl out and about, and she's like, "Oh, I like you," or "My name's Renee," and blah blah blah. And he goes on a date and has all this fantasy. He's like, "Wow, my luck is really turning up." Gang gang.
Can I say that was actually very sweet. I mean, I know the context of the date is very bad, but the whole moment, it's like, oh, this is going to be like kind of sweet. And then, yeah, terrible things happening. I was like, this is reminding me of Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, this reminded me of Tokyo Ghoul, actually.
Lord. It was 100% very sweet, I would say. Very, very beautiful. And then you just find out, like, Issei's not all pervert. He's got some love. He's got some stuff going for him. You're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He is a massive pervert, but he's not like
he's not an awful person.
He may be a
he's
bad
just a pervert.
guy, but
he has one bad quality.
Guy.
He's definitely not like gentleman, but he's not the creep that his perversion would actually like make you think he is.
He's not a master.
He's not a master Roshi.
Yeah, I beat you to it. I said it for you. So he's not a master Roshi. He's more like a solid Yancha. So
yeah.
And hard disagree on that, but that's because of other things.
I'll give you a Krillin. But okay. So yeah, basically goes on a date with this Rainier girl, and they have a date, and she's like, surprise. And he gets ran through, and he's like, "What? What's going on?" And not ran through in a good way, like ran through as in like stabbed. I don't think there's actually a good way.
Depends on who you are.
Yeah.
But no, totally surprised. The little girl who was like, "Hey, I want to date you," and it was all cute, is a fucking fallen angel, and this is where we get the introduction
and
into
she's apparently 10 years older.
The demon universe and the fallen angels and like God and yeah.
And I love this, like, you know, and it's like he calls out for God when he's dying, and Rias is just like, yeah, he's not gonna help you, but I will. And it's like
Rias just shows up and it's just like, I'm your God now.
Yeah, she's like, you belong to me, and I'm like, I don't know, there's something about that energy, just like where she's got that.
So it didn't even take 3 episodes for you to fall in love with this.
Rias was a day one, you know. Rias was a day one, episode 1 chick, and Akano was also that. The only one that had to grow on me was Zenobia, but we'll get to that later. Like Rias basically saves his life and is like, you belong to me now. Like, you're in my pawn. Literally, which brings me to the world of the demons, you know. The world of devils is much like a bureaucracy, like kind of like a business, is how it explains to Issei. They deal with contracts, they deal with this. That's how you raise the ranks to be a high peerage devil. And there's these like families that are like high families, and Rias is basically the sister to actual Satan, because there is like a Satan and a Lucifer, and these are like titles instead of actual names.
Just as a heads up before you get even further into it, the lore of this show is like Lord of the Rings kind of thing. It goes deep. You're never going to learn all of it, and you're going to be confused by a lot of things if you're not paying attention.
Yes.
So, maybe cut it down a bit. We ain't got all day.
Yeah, but anyway, you got everything that basically happens in the spiritual realm is happening in this. That's another reason why I love the lore. And yeah, so this is the story of Issei Hyoda becoming a devil, and he's like, yo, I can have ultimate power. I'm going to rise to the point, and I want to be a harem king. That's my goal, because devils are selfish creatures, and yeah, gang gang.
Yeah. It kind of changes a little bit by the end of the first season. He still, like, wants the harem, of course, but his original idea of it after meeting Phoenix kind of changes.
Yeah, every season I feel like this grows, but the first season you really find him coming to his own, like, and one thing I like realize is how like comical Highschool DXD is. Like, it's very funny. Like,
it was pretty funny.
Yeah, you've got the crude jokes, and one of my favorite bits is him like replacing Konako for a job and then going to the house, and it's like this big buff cross-dresser dude, like, and then they play like Yu-Gi-Oh, I think it is, or like Pokemon, like
it was like a magical girl.
They play card games.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the first one in the anime is him going and being like, "You're not Kaneko," and then they get talking about fake Dragon Ball Z. And like,
that's what it is.
And then the second time this gimmick happens, it's a dude, like a buff big motherfucker that's all dressed up in like magical girl shit.
Yeah,
like, summoned a demon to turn me into a magical girl. Are you here to do that? And he's like, well, I don't know.
I
And the fact that he's weak enough that he can't use the magic circles, he has to use a bike. Like, it's just
I feel
pure
like
mundane travel.
I feel like that. I feel like that would be like a running joke throughout the entire series that he's just literally has to come on a bike. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
Which is like, but wait, didn't he like near the end? Didn't he learn how to blow up people's clothes?
No, it's like
become a dragon.
Yeah, well, not really. If we're talking just the first season,
but
he had to make a little bit of a exchange for that.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, Strange, he does get strong enough to use a circle, but people prefer him coming on the bike because that's the type of person he's
They
like.
find it friendlier and not creepy at all.
Yeah, they like that. So, another thing is kind of the like world and lore of the Devil's House. Like, I really like the household system that they use in Highschool DXD. That's another thing that's so intricate, which I haven't really like. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it before, but never in like a harem / ecchi. Like, you normally don't get this much plot and this much care.
Does Game of Thrones count?
Fuck Game of Thrones. Sorry. But
I've been getting.
Did you guys hear about the prequel series? I'm just kidding.
I've been getting like Black Clover vibes, but 100% shonen. And this is like, imagine the same kind of world building, except like modern schoolboy and real uncensored titties. Yeah.
Like, I definitely watched this before Black Clover came out because Black Clover only came out in 2017, and I think I stumbled upon this in like literally 2012, 2013.
I think 2012 was when it came out, right?
Yeah, I think I was like super close to. I know season 1 and 2 were out when I watched this, so probably whatever that was. But anyway,
13 or 14, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So the devil, like the head devil, who has their own servants, or magical pieces as they call them, are just like a game of chess. Like the head devil, this being Grius, is the king because that's the leader of the chess piece, and then she has her queen, which is the second strongest, which has their own abilities of basically enhanced power and all this, like an all around balanced piece, the second to the king, which is Ankano, baby girl Ankano, love of my life Ankano, no.
Knew it.
So yeah, and then you have a knight as well, which is Kiba, and then which has super speed abilities, and then you have a rook, which is super enhanced strength, which is Konako, and a bishop, which is Asuna. She is a bishop in season 1, correct? Which is like a healer / magic user. Normally we see it as a healer.
It's a boosted magic, and
yeah.
Isn't her name like Asia or Asia or
Asia? What did I say? Did I say Ankano twice?
Yeah, you did.
You said Asuna.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. In my defense,
we're getting into sword art here.
In my defense, tell me she's not Asuna, okay?
I mean,
she's not Asuna at all.
Well,
yeah.
1, she's way sweeter. 2, she's basically a little sister.
Hell with Asuna.
Pervert.
What?
What?
We're not derailing this, but I gotta ask.
No, it was derailed.
What are you talking about? But like, proceed on your train of thought.
Yeah. So and everybody else takes up one piece, but Issei, because of his boosted gear, his sacred treasure, being the one of the 12 relics of Longitis, which is the Red Dragon Emperor Drake. He's so powerful. He uses all 12.
8.
I was about to say that's not correct. I've played chess my whole life, believe it or not. Uses all 8 pawns into that one piece. So she literally took a gamble on this man, clearing up literally half of her household for Issei, which is like kind of baller when you think about it, like that she's willing to make that much of a risk. So, and he spends a lot of the first season, even first few parts of the series, like, I'm just a pawn, I can't do this. And he's like, yo, pawns are the most decisive piece in chess. Like, you get that pawn to the other side, you can be a rook, you can be a queen, you can be whatever you want to be, except another king. So, and that's really good representation / metaphor of Issei, I feel like. So there's just so much care I feel like put in High School DxD, and I really like the household system. Like, what did y'all think about it?
The chess piece stuff I actually really liked. I was like, okay, yeah, no, and this kind of defines like these characters, like who they are. You know, like even though you're a foot soldier, like you're supposed to be kind of front line. Like I'm like, okay, yes, no, that makes a lot
It
of sense.
basically gives
Like, yeah.
every piece, even the ones that don't have like anything special about them, a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some questions about it that I I haven't read all of the light novels yet that are translated.
Mhm.
So I don't know if they get answered yet, but his whole thing is to become a high-ranking devil and become his own king of his household.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he's supposed to accomplish that with being a part of this one and whatnot. There has to be a way for him to get promoted to a king, but I don't know of
So
it yet.
it happens. Keep reading. It is translated, so you will get there eventually.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, there's like 20 novels, and
I haven't read them all.
and novel 1 through 4 is seasons 1 through 2.
Yeah, I recently finished reading them all. Maybe this year, like when COVID was still like lingering, where you couldn't do anything. I was like, I'm just gonna read all High School DxD, and I did. And thanks for that, um, universe, I guess. So, yeah, Kels, how do you feel about the household system?
I think it's interesting. We've seen three whole families because there are three whole families, three whole like pure blood demon families. So I don't know how that's really going to play in deeper with the story after season one. But I mean, it's simple enough to set up and understand. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess we'll just address the elephant in the room. Um, well, not the actual elephant, the second elephant.
The second
Um,
one.
Who is best girl for you guys? I'm gonna go last because I want to hear
You
arguments
basically went
against y'all
first
second.
already.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you already told us.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. And this is just out of season one, Zog. Me and you have both experienced more, so we gotta keep it down
I'm
to season one
I'm
because some
I'm
people
gonna
didn't
just
want to
give
watch
you
it all.
names, but I
Strange.
can't just keep it to season 1.
So who
Okay.
wants to? Yeah. Okay.
I love and hate that like she's looted so incredibly much.
I know where this is going.
Asai.
Mm-hmm.
How is our girl gonna be hanging by a cross, be whole ass murdered, be just such like a sweet, innocent, caring individual with her titty hanging out, man? How disrespectful. But I mean, that's whole ass this show, so I don't know what I expected.
I mean,
Yeah.
And
And
it
that
just
whole
go ahead.
that whole scene was really just make us feel vindicated when Issei finally not only gets his revenge on that bitch for murdering him, but gets back for Asia too.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sucks that Asia gets shafted because I'm like, man, why you gotta play like the one that was there, the one that cares, and the one that is not the president?
Yeah, I mean, the healer usually does get the worst end of the stick.
Because it's only at this point in time only two girls that are actually in love with Issei.
Mhm.
Issei,
Our main character.
Yeah.
It's Asai, the former priestess, and the president.
Yeah.
And how are you gonna go toe to toe with the fucking president? You know,
The owner of his soul.
owner of all of them.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
You can't
I mean,
compete.
listen.
She is the goddess now.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
But
Asuna or
Asia?
Asia. Asia
Oh, God.
has a lot of good qualities. I agree with you, Kels. I'm not saying she's my best girl, but I agree. And she does have some pretty badass moments as things go on in the series. She's a crazy healer, and that's another thing I love about like Ryu's team. Like it's stacked. Like, she's got like sacred gears out the ass. Like,
Mhm.
just
She's
Wait.
the only one who doesn't have one. Well,
no, that's not true.
her and Ankano don't have one,
That's
but I think
also
everyone else does.
that's also not true. Like only
Insignificant at this point.
yeah, but anyway, Kelz or wait no, you're not Kelz. Oh my god,
Me?
I'm
Probably.
the only one not
I.
drinking over here. Yes, that other one that has the same name as you.
Strange.
Strange.
Yes, it's me.
I could not.
I-
I'm sorry. I could not remember who you were.
I
love
really wanted to more like Konako, right? The girl with white
Yeah.
hair, right? I wanted to
girl,
like
yeah.
her more. I feel like she couldn't shine in season 1, though. I feel like it is not her time. I'm sure.
Because she got blown the fuck
She
up.
did,
At the
yeah,
end,
she
like,
did.
Episode
Yeah.
10, man.
Yeah, she did. I'm like, because there's something there, right? I'm sorry, but for season 1 at least, it has to belong to Reyes. I'm sorry. I also like the redheads, and like
I mean, that's
the
fair.
president. You can't fight her on season 1. It's just like,
Yeah,
but I
that's fair.
Ruined
I don't know.
Princess, bruh. Ruined Princess.
Ruined
Yeah.
Princess. I feel like my opinion will change as I continue
It
the
will.
series, but
I mean,
It
I
will,
already.
and you're gonna get what you're looking for later.
I feel like I know who. Like it's in game. I feel like I know who yours would be. Strange. Like I need you to keep watching High School DXD because I have a bet it's gonna be Zenobia, and I can tell Zog why, but I can't tell you because you have to experience it once you see it. But,
okay.
and
I think I
know,
already know why.
I'm
Yeah.
4 episodes into season 2, so that's...
Yeah, and I know who
Yeah.
Kelz is gonna be if he ever continues the full series. It's gonna be someone named Arena who you haven't met yet, but.
Granny Arena. Oh,
Granny
yeah,
Arena.
man. We're getting JoJo's in here, man.
Okay.
So,
Fuck yeah.
Zog, who you got?
Okay, I can't keep this to just season 1 because of everything I know.
Mhm.
So I can't really go into full details about why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a hard time
Konako, isn't
deciding
it?
between two of them. It's either Konako or Ankano.
Fair. That's fair. And again, you can't explain why on both of those. I understand why you can't explain, but yeah, they solid. For me, ooh, this is gonna sound like such a basic Starbucks order.
Arias.
It's between Rias and Akano, and they are both best girls, so of course they're gonna be best girls. But it's for me,
You got the
it's
king and the queen, so
yes, it's like Rias just eludes such step on me energy mixed with
I knew it.
herring mixed with head boss in charge. I had to think a step above what I was saying, so I didn't say anything that got us attacked on the internet. But
we got
Yeah.
a 50% chance of that with every post. So just
Right.
it might go viral if we hate it. I hate sales.
Let's
Hey,
not
watch
play
that.
that shit. But,
But yeah, so Rias solid, and Ankano is just so she's caring / loving / sadistic / long black hair, and I rock with that a lot.
So both of them for the exact same reasons,
No, different.
but
I ain't never seen Rias cook for nobody. Okay, Ankano, at least I know, can cook, and I love slightly tragic past of people.
historically speaking, you're damn right.
Yeah, I was just like, oh no, I see what's happening now.
You have a type, Kai.
You do.
We didn't want to tell you, but it's good that you identified these factors.
I didn't think it would be here where the revelation hit me. Luckily, that has officially, I feel been curbed and relegated towards fictional 2D waifus. So,
Fingers crossed.
whirling in the shadow realm over here. But I know that I have a conflict between Arias and Akano, and let me tell you why with Judgment. So, there are these figures, right? That I sent Zog, and there is a Akano figure. and there is a Rias figure, and there are things about these figures that are things, and I was like, yo, Zog just went ahead and bought the Ankno one. I was like, gang gang, and
You had to start this, and his computer shits the bed.
Yeah.
This is just so tragic because like
Ugh.
I was enthralled by the story, and he can't be here to like elaborate.
He's defenseless. Hurry.
It's
We're still
wonderful.
recording on my end. Do it.
Tell
I'm
me
just-
about these figures. 2 figures you sent to
Yeah.
him. What decided your opinion one over the other?
so I'm like, these are like $100 even figures, so I'm not gonna buy both of them. I got liquid like that, and truth is, I got liquid at all. But you like put it to the side and you pay it when it ships. That's how I got a Masato. But anyway, that's that. So, there's an Akano and a Rias figure, and they're both in underwear. And I said to
yeah.
Zog, he's like, oh, Akano all day long, every day. I was like, they got an Akano and a Rias. I don't know which one to pick. So I didn't pick either because I couldn't choose. And that's how I knew they were about even for me.
For shame.
Very much for shame. But I
But, no,
didn't do
totally.
it. Yeah.
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 It wasn't the bank account telling you don't.
It
But
was-
no, certainly. It's wonderful that you can have such a dilemma in picking exactly which character really does it for you.
yes.
Yes. So what was that one character that you were talking about that I would like? I googled whatever I could, but I could not find the name on the wiki.
So her name is Irina. We're going to go in spoilers for each other.
Irina.
Irina, yes.
I'm not looking.
Irina
at it.
Mockery? No, wait, wow. I'm thinking about Food Wars hard right now.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
what?
then never mind.
no, her
now
name
that-
still is Irina, though. Like,
We'll talk
I
about
just-
it after. Now that Zog's back, do we have another plot point, another outline point to discuss?
yes. So, I would like to know if you all, like, what did you think? Like, did you think this was just Opie? Like, did you believe
No.
that there was more to it? Like, do you think now if someone watches High School DxD, they just watch it for the plot?
Compared to some of the other shit we've watched, I think that this is like 175% fan service, but there is real passion in the plot. It's like watching Freezing. It's like, oh, titties. But it's also like, oh, like weird society. I haven't finished Freezing, man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's like
Freezing's
stakes.
wild.
There's stakes added on to
Yeah.
the fan service, and like
There's a love story.
yeah, that just like I'm like okay, this is enjoyable. You know, I'm having fun watching this. Not just because it's a fan service, but just for the story as well.
No, I agree. I agree.
Okay, it's like let me clarify.
And by building your character as such a pervert, all of the fan service isn't like a detour from telling the story.
Right.
It is the story.
When do we? It's like Escalator Land, you know, the ride.
This is the ride.
This is
Yes. So
Hey,
shout out to
sci-fi.
Escalator Land.
Okay.
Shout out to
Did I just distract you when I got it working again?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
no,
welcome
it
back.
distracted me when you said okay and put your hands there. I was like, focus.
I'm sorry. I thought I
Oh,
was muted
her.
for that.
You're
I
fine.
know her.
How do you know her? Oh yeah, you're in season.
I
two,
started
that's right.
season 2. Yeah.
I spelled her name wrong so hard. It's Irina as in Irina.
Oh, that'll do it every time.
Yeah, even though I
Um,
didn't spell it, I just said sorry with the E.
Kai, we know your opinion, but tell it to us. Your opinion of the fan service and the plot, and like it as a story overall.
I think the plot and the story are goated. Maybe not the greatest of all time, but it's definitely. I realized recently that I can't just have a top 10 list because I mean, I will have a top 10 list eventually, but I have to have a top 10 list for each genre because I've watched like literally almost over, like I'm pretty sure over 400 anime at this point. Because have an anime list. If you don't have one, I totally recommend getting one if you're like a huge weeb like us. I was like, wow, I've watched a lot, and my top 10 are definitely a lot of love stuff, like stuff that I love personally, but like critically, Um, but I would have to put this in my top 10 harems, definitely probably at number one. As we watch the Monogatari series, I'll have to see how it like plays out, like more so. But as of right now, this is a strong number one. Um, in probably in my top 20 anime of all time. I definitely recommend this. If you just want laughs, if too much opie is not for you, that's completely understandable. Don't get out of your comfort zone. But if you like something a little bit risque, if you like something that's really enthralling and engaging, I definitely recommend High School DxD for you. There are 4 seasons. The 5th season's supposed to be coming out next year because it had to be on hiatus due to the Coco. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Zog, play us out. How do you feel about the series overall?
Well, I don't know if I can get that in depth, but this is a damn good show. I get that it's not for everybody, but if you want to, let's say, get in touch with your degenerate side a little bit, it's a good place to start, and there's no reason to feel ashamed of it. It's got plenty of elements in other that you see in other shows like Shonen, battle anime and whatnot, but it is just a harem anime at the end of the day. So when you go into it, you know what you're gonna get. But at least this show knows it too, so it's not gonna like pretend like it's something more.
And not a toothbrush to be seen, man. I love it.
Thank God.
Oh,
Thank God. Watch Nisei Monogatari to know what we're talking about.
At your own risk. No titties, but like
somehow worse than
Fuck that
titties.
then.
yeah,
Somehow
Yeah.
worse.
Not
Definitely
there.
worse.
Yeah, but no, certainly glad this exists. Glad that a medium such as anime can provide a variety of stories and storytelling techniques and genres, running the gamut of inspiring and enticing. And this is one of those. It's a
When
little
does
bit of
the
both.
Netflix adaptation come out?
Strange.
It's going to be an
How
HBO
strange.
exclusive.
You're
Excuse
having
me.
a really good October. Don't make me ruin it by breaking your legs by speaking stupid.
You do you
They-
strange.
You think they could show all these titties on Netflix? Do you think they would pull the trigger on that?
I don't
mean-
think they would, but
Robin Thicke
Do I
did it
think
with
they
Claire
could?
Lyons.
Yes.
She just got
Will
lost
they?
in it.
Fuck no.
I think they gotta make a freezing before they make this. If you can make freezing, then I'll let you make this.
Next week we cover freezing here on Content Maker.
oh
It's
no,
as
We should.
spook- as spooky as
I've
can
been
be.
watching the wrong show then.
No, we're gonna stick to the map. But yeah, certainly. Wrapping it up for High School DxD. It's a show. It's about spooky stuff. And opie.
2
Viewer
out of 2
beware.
boobies.
And that's it for this episode of Content Breaker. You can catch the show on all your all your podcatchers, Doc and Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Podcast at Content Breaker, or on the socials as well: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Content Breaker. Y'all got stuff too.
Yes, you can find me at Static Dreads on Twitter. Things are in the work for videos, so you will catch those pretty soon as well on the YouTube. So stay tuned and stay patient.
Hell yeah, strange.
you can find me strangely entertaining on the YouTubes, on Twitch, and on Twitter. Just look me up there. And usually I do stream on Twitch on Tuesdays at random times because my life is out of control.
I feel it. Of course, you can catch the other product on all your podcatchers as well at your typical Shonen Protagonist or your TSP. You are TSP. Zog, what are we doing next week? Other than freezing.
Other than crashing again.
He's literally
Fuck
frozen. Fuck me. I guess we have to do it now.
Yeah.
Next
I
week
will-
on Content Breaker, it's freezing. No. What are Kai? Do you have it pulled up? What are we doing next week?
Yeah, next week we're totally doing Future Diaries, which
Yes.
me or Nikki win. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm very excited for that.
How is a diary scary?
The future is scared the
gotta
shit
wait
out
to
of me.
find out.
Man.
You got a week to find out, my guy.
Oh boy.
We'll get y'all next week on Content Breaker.
Good night.